Hello and welcome back to Vintage Treasures. And today I did something illegal. Um, Not tax fraud, none of that. I purchased bootleg merchandise, and that's a big no-no. But in this case, I didn't have much of a choice, and I promise you I'm innocent. So, on Amazon and other websites I'm sure you've likely seen, they have these bootleg Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you go on Amazon right now and look up Ninja Turtle action figures, you will find a set of 6 figures. They were $22, and then I went to go pay for them, and then they were $26. But you get 6 figures, bootleg of course. They're unmarked. They took the Playmates copyright information off. I'm not sure if that really does anything for them if they end up in court. But that's besides the point. I'm just a consumer, here to show you something. And I'm not actually here to show you those figures. Well, I actually kind of am. I made them look somewhat like the movie Turtles. If you're not aware, the original 1992, 92, right? The second movie, Secret of the Ooze, was the first movie they released figures for, and those figures are quite pricey, especially with accessories. And I wasn't wanting to fork over at least $100 to get some action figures, so I forked over $26 on Amazon to get the bootleg version and repaint them and restyle them and cut the flashing off myself. Was it work? Yes. Was it fun? Sometimes. But before we even get into that, I wanted to show you two things. First, this is one of the figures it came with. We have a foot soldier, obviously painted to look like the 2012 version of the foot soldier to appeal to younger audiences, but they ended up actually making it look movie accurate to a certain degree. Definitely more accurate than the version we got back in the 90s. Then we have this uh, this Splinter, and it's honestly sad that I have to say this and that this is true, but this bootleg version of Splinter is better than the official release that they released in that box set. That was a piece of crap. If you haven't already, go watch the video. It's this box set of 6 figures, and I think it costed me like $60, $70, so it wasn't cheap. There's 6 figures in it, the 4 Turtles, Super Shredder, which is awesome, and this lousy imposter of Splinter. It's an original 88 Splinter with a fabric cloak on it and his original accessory board. Actually, all of them have their original accessory board except for Shredder. He has accurate accessories, but that's besides the point. We have this, which actually matches the paint scheme of the third movie Splinter, minus the purple nose. That was not my doing. I didn't touch this guy at all as far as paint goes. This is actually what he looked like. I don't think they flocked it for the third movie. I could be wrong, could be getting my movies wrong. But he was gray for the third movie. But yeah, there's a nice bootleg there. I like the brown accessories here. It's definitely more accurate. But enough of that. Let's get that out of the way because we're here for Turtles. So let's start with the leader, Leonardo. Now he comes with the figure, Donatello's belt, which is one of the many issues I had, one sword, another issue, and his spare accessory, which is this bat thingy. Yeah, definitely look at the pictures. They are accurate, but they're not accurate to the original material. But what you get in the mail is accurate to the pictures. Except for mine was missing accessories, so definitely something to look at because he's supposed to have the sword holder on his back. They just use Donatello's because it has a strap like Leo's. So I put the black dots on his face. I redid his pupils, which is probably the worst part I had to do on all these figures, was redo the pupils. You have to repaint. I had to repaint the shell because the paint on the shell didn't come all the way out to the border where it's supposed to. Then I painted all the spots, which is probably the funnest part. And if you don't already know, this is not Leo's head. I didn't want to change it because I thought it was so funny, but this is Michelangelo's head, and Michelangelo has Leo's head, as you'll see next. We'll put that back there. And we have Michelangelo. I didn't even want to focus. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see this either. But we have what's supposed to be Michelangelo, but actually has Leo's head. And he only came with one set of nunchucks. That was it. No spare accessory. I guess he came with his belt as well. With 2 nunchuck holsters and only 1 pair of nunchucks. Can you believe this? He wasn't too bad. He has blackish, brownish spots with no yellow or any of that. So he came out pretty nice. Just sucks that I didn't get the proper accessories and had to repaint his pupils as well. Then we have Donatello, who came with 1 bow staff. By the way, in the pictures, they showed you what you're supposed to get. I was supposed to get 2 bow staffs with him and his fire extinguisher. No mention of a shield, though. I did also paint the nails to make them more accurate. But here we have the brown and yellow spots, which is accurate to the figure. And I add some slashes to make it look more... I've added one here. I add slashes on all their chests. But I kept the purple original. Also on the shell, they don't paint the out line, the last line, so I had to repaint all the shells. He has the proper belt. And yeah, this one was actually pretty effortless as far as the not fun stuff goes. And then we have Raph, who could have came out better. We have the proper belt and the proper accessories. One thing this does do is they paint the accessories good colors. The originals were in brown. I did mess up on his head. You can see it's stained red. I had to repaint his bandana because it was a horrible red color. It was not displayable in that sense. And we have these really brown dark spots. I forget if I forgot to paint his face, and or if there's no spots on it. I'm not sure. It's actually, this is something I'm going to have to look into. I didn't really realize that. And the shell I painted, and all of that stuff. Now, obviously, these things did not look like this, and me telling you what I did kind of gives you an idea of how much work I put into this. But I also had some accessories to work with. Leo came with a manhole cover for a shield, so I got this one, which is Rocksteady's manhole cover, or it goes to the cheapskate, so I paired him with that. You can see here, it does fit in his hand. These figures are, I believe, a little bit smaller than the originals, which I don't know how they did that with that retooling, but you see, that looks pretty darn cool when it's all put together and looks almost official. Then we have Mikey, who I had absolutely nothing for, so he just has nunchucks. Then we have Donnie, who originally came with a trash can lid. Now, one thing I do want to say is that it was a lighter color in gray, which was more accurate to the turtle bike, I think it's called. So I have the turtle bike one here. He's just borrowing it for display because I don't have a figure on my turtle bike. And I actually got to complete this guy because he had his sai and I had his shield, which was nice. That's the original movie 2, that's original accessory for the movie 2, Raph. And his extra accessory, which was this mace, 2-headed mace. I'm sure there's a name for it, I just don't know. So he's complete. I mean, technically, he's not official, but these accessories are officially from the original movie 2, Raph. So this is a pretty interesting project and something I think everyone should at least have a shot at. And here are the fruits of my labor. I don't plan on doing anything with the splinter, and the foot soldier is already an upgrade, so I'm probably just going to keep that the way it is. But this is definitely better than what I got. Again, those pupils are the worst part to paint and don't always come out accurate. Some of them I had to try 4 times, and then I have to repaint the bandana, and it's a pain, but it's part of the process. If you enjoyed today's video, enjoy Turtles, enjoy Ghostbusters, He-Man, or really any vintage toy line, then consider subscribing to my channel. I upload videos every Wednesday about vintage toys, vintage VHS. I do haul videos. So stick around for all that. At 50 subs, I plan on doing a subscriber special, and that will be my room tour. I'll show off my entire collection, maybe in parts because there is a lot, so I can go into depth. But subscribe for that, and have a great rest of your day or night, and goodbye.